Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Winter Wyvern.
Radiant team pick.
Earth Spirit.
Dire team pick.
Disruptor.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Night Stalker.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Game 3 of our last quarterfinal is almost upon us. The draft is around the corner. Players in the booths, ready to go between Kinguin and Vega Squadron. Apparently it's already underway, so we'll get you in there right away. Black and Blitz here on the panel to guide you
10
through,
seconds
and
remaining.
we're well underway, in fact. Picks in side so far.
5 seconds remaining.
See a ban adjustment from King.
And we see a Night Stalker.
Yeah. Oh, Night Stalker has actually not been banned. They banned AA instead of Night Stalker this time.
Yeah, I think that's an okay adjustment though, because AA counters a lot of their heroes.
Yeah. But playing against Winter as well as Night Stalker is very scary.
Playing against Night Stalker is...
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you made the point about the forwards earlier on.
Yeah. I mean, Earth Spirit can't contest him at all during nighttime. But as soon as he sees him, he has to run away, unless he has backup.
The upside though against playing against Night Stalker, and Night Stalker's weakness has always been like, if you 5-man, Night Stalker can't do much into it. And Kinguin is a very 5-man heavy team.
Yeah, you get the impression that they're not that worried about him.
But then again, Winter is very strong against 5-man.
Yeah.
You're still a bit scared of going 5-man as well.
He's like the new Coddle.
Yeah.
He's the
better Coddle.
He's the 5 position that he has a heal, but also he has a very strong team fight roll, and on top of that, like similar to Coddle with his blast,
Dire
he
team
can just
ban.
like long range distance spam out waves.
He still has a lot of damage too with his Q.
Yeah.
It burns like 9% of his current health per second.
Felt like Kinguin really needed lane shove though last game.
Yeah,
You can't make plays without
Radiant
heroes that shove in the
team
waves.
if you have no lane pressure, you will never be able to make a play. It's just way too obvious. You will always get baited in. Lone Druid as well as the DP ban, which of course implies the 5-manning, which is very strong against Night Stalker. And Kinguin really likes running both the heroes.
Don't worry, I
10
will see
seconds
Kinguin.
remaining.
They will take like Tide or Beastmaster and run at you.
Yeah,
5 seconds
that's what they're best at.
remaining.
I would like to see Beastmaster so they can pick cores that aren't too reliant on having to be able to push towers. But then again, Winter is very strong against Beastmaster as well.
Yeah. I think I like Beastmaster in this game just because the vision game. Like you need a hero like Batrider or Beast, I feel like, so that you can synergize with the Disruptor. Like you get easy heroes.
And I think Beastmaster is actually also quite strong against the Night Stalker because you can scout him out with the Hawk.
Yeah, exactly. You need the vision game against heroes like that. Or you just need the fat watermelon man to just like sit there and tank.
Yeah, either or something. Different.
That's always what happens though.
Dire team
People just
pick.
have different ideas. So they
go
go
for the
Doom again.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we still have our beefy, tanky frontliner.
Mm-hmm.
Not nearly as tanky as Tidehunter, of course, and he doesn't offer the same team fight.
Yeah, that I would really like their one of their two then to be able to shove out waves, because like that's the downside of Doom. He doesn't really do that, whereas Beastmaster and Tide are very good at that.
Yeah. And they not only lane shove, but they also need tower push.
Oh, tanking as well. So
But there could still be support tanking off the Night Stalker. I don't actually know.
Could be offlane.
I don't know how they prioritize the Night Stalker or tanking.
Sanking is usually played by Afterlife.
Alright, so it's a position
10
for
seconds
Night
remaining.
Stalker most likely.
Dire team
Position
pick.
3.
Tank position 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
Night Stalker
it's
position
very
4.
nice Razor
I mean,
game.
Zach does play it as well, but it's one of his most.
Razor's very good, but it still doesn't really give him a tower push. It gives him lane shove though.
Mm-hmm. There's a ton of single target too on the side of Vega.
Yeah.
So it's quite nice.
10
Does tell us what
seconds
we were looking
remaining.
for earlier, and that is that they do value that Razor,
5
even if
seconds
it's not with the
remaining.
Omni.
Yeah, they couldn't get in the last set because it got second phased.
Razor is just a hero that you can't really ever 1v1 with an offlaner. You will pretty much just lose. Doesn't matter what hero goes there. Unless you have a Brute Mother. Which we are probably not going to see.
Well, if we see it, it has to be pick 4 this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they
And,
won't let it through the.
and then you have to do like a middle sanking, and we won't see it. Very unlikely.
No.
It is possible, of course, as everything is in Dota, but
They consider it pick 4.
Radiant team ban.
Chaos Knight is a
Well, they
much
don't.
better option.
Okay.
Yeah. They actually don't have any way to deal with the CK right now at all. They can only glimpse one illusion, and that's
Yeah.
pretty much like all illusion clear they have right now.
There was still like the problem I think with Brood is like there's still if
10
all the core
seconds
roles were taken,
remaining.
it's a bit different.
Yeah.
But because there's still a core one position open, like
5
there are a lot of
seconds
heroes that you
remaining.
can still go for. Like you could go for the Sven yourself, and then Brood's game is ruined.
Dire team
Sven,
ban.
the Sven actually counters in
Ooh.
your Brutes.
But they get rid of the Medusa. Already mentioned is
I think if they have Medusa and CK in one team, they will actually never be able to win the game. I mean, Kinguin, because they
Yeah.
can never go high ground with their lineup right now. They need Razor Agonyms, and it's going to take a long time until he has it.
10 seconds remaining.
So
they,
Vega
they,
still
they
needs
don't
him in.
brood, do they?
5
Kinguin might
seconds
brood.
remaining.
But it's not nearly as good as before, of course.
There's a lot of clear on
Yeah.
the side of Vega, and Night
Mm.
Stalker can just like run up
Dire
behind you at
team
night,
pick.
void you, run you down.
And Vega does. Actually, they banned
Oh, they
Sven.
banned Sven,
They
so
might
maybe
want
they
to
will.
brood. But they might also ban
Oh.
Sven because of Chaos Knight.
Yeah, that's true too.
I'm a bit worried for Kinguin because they actually have very little lane shove as well
10
as no
seconds
tower pressure
remaining.
really. Till the Razor gets his Agons, which is going to be like
Well,
minute 30 or so.
They
Yeah,
need
I can
another
wait
hero.
here as
Seconds
well.
remaining.
Yeah, they need another hero that's better against the CK too.
Maybe even a Monkey King. We've seen Monkey King up quite a lot against the CK,
MK is not bad.
building into the Battle Fury.
Hips leaning in inside the booth. Right? That discussion is about this or not. They want to run this. Smiles.
Aloha's always smiling. Either smiling or screaming. I mean, what does Vega need? The only weakness of Vega right now is, I think, tower push. They have lane shove, they have team fight, they have gank, they have a lot of single target DPS. They're definitely missing something that can hit tower. Maybe even a Dragon Knight, but Razor is really good against Dragon Knight.
Radiant team pick. Mirana.
Go for the pot.
Or Mirana. Okay.
They have really good heroes,
G's main hero right now.
I think Potom is alright. Or Mirana lanes quite nicely against the Razor. If they choose to put Razor middle, they can still pick another middle hero, of course. But you really don't want to go TA here. Chaos Knight.
10
Destroy the
seconds
TA.
remaining.
So what do? You
5
need
seconds
something though to
remaining.
clear illusions.
You need to clear illusions. You also need some tower pressure, or you will never ever push a tower in this game.
So you want to do like SF?
Something like SF, yeah. But SF is also very hard to play against the
Quap?
Quap would be really good, yeah. Yeah, like
Oh,
Quap.
Quap's banned. First ban.
Quap is better, yeah.
You may now
Tiny.
select
Mm.
your heroes.
It's decent wave clear.
I mean, it's decent wave clear. It's tower taking.
Yeah.
It's kind of what they needed.
We forgot about this hero.
Like the last pick Tiny is very rare to see nowadays.
This was the reverse of like the secret draft, where they first two these heroes. Now they come at the end.
Yeah. Potentially very strong. Potentially.
Potentially,
We're
yeah.
still churning over. So, Black, which way does this go?
I really feel like Vega's lineup is a bit more solid overall. I feel like they have a lot less weaknesses. So I think I'm going to go with Vega this game. And I hope that G will stay true and carry them.
All right. Well,
I think that Kinguin's going to do it. We're going to split for once.
all right. Okay. Well, they've been in agreement so far on the panel so far in this series. Not so in game number 3, though. Let's hand you back over to our divine commentary partnership of Malini and Toby 1.
You know, I think we could be divine if we just use Malini's MMR to do our party. But you know, now you can actually help people with party MMR to bring them up.
Is that how it works? I have no idea how it works.
It's how it works until you get to the top 2 rankings. Then it's only solo MMR. But your party games actually count to raising.
I mean, why do people want to be raised though? Then they'll just get matched against people who are better than you.
That is a reason to be like Jack. Let's go into game 3. As we do actually have a draft, which, as far as the panel goes, Black and Blitz, they were split. How do you feel,
pretty
man?
even draft.
Can you break the tie?
The Razor doesn't have a great place in this game. I like Razor a lot as a hero, but he doesn't counter CK and he doesn't counter Murana that much. That being said, Tiny might make up for that weakness, but I'm a little bit more dubious about their lineup. I think Vega they have better team fight, and
they
have better team fight and way better late game, I would say. CK late game is just a monster.
Oh, that wraparound. They're actually going to rip apart the mid laner. Like, depending if the Tiny moves back down there. Right now the smoke breaks. It's Karkor who moves back in. Sorry, Cancel. He'll go down. One last attack from God will make it work.
Nice touch to give it to G. So it looks like they should be able to get two runes on the bottom side at least. I don't know if they'll get any rune on the left side, but ideally you're looking for at least one over here because they did show with every single one of their heroes. And it looks like Exotic Tier is actually not going for the greedy play for going for 2 of them, which is a little surprising to me, considering how many heroes have shown.
Wait for it. Nisha. He's gonna close the distance here. Slayer's got his Burrow Strike. Rolling Boulder. Actually, the Burrow Strike catches him. Mid-rolling Boulder. The bounty rune is still stuck on the ground. Tiny will finally pick it up. That's a lot of damage into God. They'll toss a tree forward. It'll hit its mark. But God will make a tree of his own, a happy one. But he can then devour 2-second stun over on the Doombringer. Rolling Boulder's going to be dodged by the Wyvern. TP support's coming over from the SK to the Shrine. And maybe they can go for more. They've got another Chaos Bolt right now. So what target is your target? No Arctic Burn available. Does he really want to burn the mana? Doesn't look like they have enough damage for it, but here they go once more. Rolling Boulder in. Chaos Knight's in trouble. Needs some space, and that space has been created. Slayer with the Burrow Strike, doing his work. Winter Wyvern now also on the run. The damage is just way too much for them to deal with. A 1-second stun to the Disruptor. Slayer, Burrow Strike's back off cooldown. He'll use it to guarantee the kill on the Disruptor, but Rolling Boulder forward. Catsaw looking for the kill on the Slayer, working with Pantos, and maybe they have enough. Arctic Bird's coming back off cooldown now. It's gone that long. The Catsaw can move himself into Slayer. He'll find that kill, but now the Thunder Strike. He'll find a revenge kill. They just keep going. As Aloha Dance is forced back underneath his own tier 1 tower. 5 kills over the course of the initial rune grab to now.
These are generally pretty weak tri-lane heroes too. The Disruptor and the Wyvern are just not very good. Nice dodge.
There's no level 2 on the Earth Spirit, so yeah, he needed to connect on that Rolling Boulder to make it work. What are you doing?
He could have gotten his clarity pop right there.
Just reality riffs in for one swing with a -1 armor reduction.
Gotta get value from the clarity, man.
Well, now that we have a couple of moments to watch the Wyvern die because he's taking too much damage from the Satyrs and the Thunder Strike. No, he'll be fine. How's the mid lane looking? So you've got Murana with 5-3 versus the 7-2 of the Tiny. The other lane matchup, which we didn't really talk about. Oh man, they're fighting again. Burrow Strike from Slayer. Only a 1-second stun this time around. The Splinter Blast flies down a long way. Disruptor so low, cannot get the distance she needs. And Katsuo gets back over towards the bounty rune. We've really gone from bounty to bounty. 2-minute bounty rune spawns up and he'll grab that.
Aloha actually used a reality rift on the Earth Spirit to pull him away from the bounty rune and then grab the bounty rune himself. That was pretty nice. Slick play from him. So bottom lane, as you expect, Razor is just dominating the Night Stalker.
12-4 to the 4-0. And that's not even with creep wave advantages going the way of Exotic Deer.
Yeah, that's. I mean, Night Stalker just has no place in that lane at all. Another clarity, man. Who keeps carrying over all these clarities?
He dodged the clarity. No, okay. I was about to say he did a really great job of not having his clarity triggered by dodging the rolling boulder, but now they can go again. Reality Rift into no Chaos Bolt. They use the Burrow Strike to start with. Disruptor puts up the wall, so Slayer is locked in here. He doesn't actually have anything but the Caustic Finale. A 1 second film the Earth Spirit, but you've got the Sata inside of Partos. He just throws out the Hadouken, finds the kill. Reality Rift, pulling back Cancel, and now it's up to the CK to get that kill, but he can't do it. He doesn't have enough life. Been a break for the trees. Didn't even stick around for the kills. A rolling ball, a Burrow Strike will catch both of them, but they already got the slow in the Wyvern and get the Disruptor. The kinetic field holding Vega in position on this safe lane. Slayer wants to run away, but he won't be so lucky. He'll Burrow Strike back through. Maybe he can kill off the Disruptor. In fact, he can do so. He'll die for his sins, however. And the Doombringer and CK are the only ones left up on this top lane. There's 3.5 minutes in. We have 12 kills on the board.
What is happening in the top lane?
It's an all-out slaughter.
I mean, it still seems pretty even overall. I think
they're going again.
Kinguin are slightly outplaying them. They also have the benefit of the Doom, who is just getting massive value from that Unholy Aura. 5.5 health regen times 3 heroes.
Woo. In fact, he also got the kill with the Shockwave.
Yep. Shockwave is value here. He does have mana issues, though, but that's what Stick's for.
Amount of abilities triggered in this top lane. Hey, why not? But maybe there's a time for a little bit more of a change. There's a double damage rune on the Earth Spirit. Now, God didn't realize that was picked up, but there's no ward from Kinguin watching this mid lane. The only ward which is up is a very defensive one for the Dire Cypher going again top lane. Underneath the tower, they'll dive this time. The kick from Karkor is good. He's got Rolling Boulder available, goes through the dead corpse of the Wyvern. And Partos under the tower with 6 tick charges. Very happy to tank up against Vega.
Yeah, they can pretty much just go whenever Scorched Earth is up. And now Shrines are going to be up 15 seconds if they want to reset and recharge. I'm very surprised that Slayer actually moved down to this bottom lane. Maybe he just really wanted some experience, but they can't kill that Razor. But
at least Razor's got no way to get him out of Sandstorm, so if he just wants to sit in the lane and farm that way, you can at least do that.
Yeah,
I
think
that's more you're going to get, more than what you're going to get from a Night Stalker, who's now up on the top lane to fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's nighttime. You might as well make use of that part. However, Phase Boots, not sure if that's really going to be enough. Doom is still extremely tanky with Phase Boots of his own.
That's a good Dire Observer ward. It sees just how much they're up against. They also understand the Disruptors on the back line, so here comes Afterlife. Out through the side, Reality Rift, they focus the Disruptor. Kinetic Field to be up, but the Doombringer, so much damage. His Shockwave hit perfectly into both CK as well as Night Stalker. CK will die for it. Another Hadouken, and he hits the money into the trees.
Well played. Nice Hadoukens.
Oh boy. Vega Squadron. But you wanted a fast action-paced game. We've got exactly that in Game 3.
We actually don't see people tri-lane against the Chaos Knight enough, I think. He's actually super mana intensive.
Arrow, God guessed wrong. Thought he'd go down. In fact, Nisha went up, and now Afterlife's on the run from the TPing in Doombringer. If he could hit with Infernal Blade and follow it with Shockwave, he knows he'll get the kill on the Night Stalker.
It's going to take a little more than that.
Yes, rotates in, but Hunter of the Night, bounce over a hill. That's an Invis rune stolen by Exotic Deer, but no one's on bottom lane. They've abandoned the Razor. But look at the CS. Razor and Tiny are so far ahead.
Wow, Tiny is smacking down that Mirana. Oh my goodness.
It's like every time I've looked back to that lane, it's being God like catching an avalanche and toss, being low on life. Defensively backing up to bottle charge. The top lane's going to erupt in just a second. Phantasm is up with a rolling bowling kick from Karkor. Right in the money, gets a chance to the CK. Now he can get the Chaos Ball up on the Doombringer. One Changes will not be burned. He had 9 of them up his sleeve. Holds onto all of them as they bail out. But Reality Rift pulls back the Raptor. 2 heroes lost on top, but that is 5 heroes from Vega who are on the top lane. Even God was rotating up there to help out. They really wanted that top lane to win.
I do like how Kinguin aren't leaving with their supports on the top lane though. Like they fully support this Doombringer because they know if they're not there as up 3 or up as 3, then the cores on Vega don't have to move. The mid and the bottom can kind of just sit there and absorb.
I think the CK's dead. Rolling ball and kick has to be able to connect because it's going to allow the Doom to come up. They have no glimpse available, so run back towards the tower. That wall actually really needed to hold him in position.
He missed the boulder smash after the roll. Or during the roll, rather.
Okay, they just hold the CK. Not a single point up in Cold Embrace from a Winter Wyvern. He's gone for a 2-1-0-0. Afterlife. That's a lot of damage from Exotic Deer. Has to trigger Darkness just so he's got the movement speed to get away. Once again, Slayer tries to look for an opportunity as well on top. Vega using that aggressive Dire Observer Ward, making the most of God's haste rune, but Partos. No, that dodge looked too easy.
Saw it coming from a mile away.
Or in this case, really, really close. You got a rather pointy mount that directs the line. Or telegraphs the line.
Metaphorically speaking.
Yes. Kinguin looking once again to move up onto that top lane. CK very defensive now that he doesn't have Phantasm. It's 30 seconds on cooldown. Partos can keep the lane pressure going. Meanwhile, Slayer is kind of just chilling in the trees, waiting for a good opportunity, but Kinguin, they're not feeling it, so they back up. And in fact, they bring Disrupt to the bottom lane. An Exotic Deer will TP up to the top, maybe to help them secure that tier 1 tower. Nope, it's a full lane switch. A full lane switch. Now the Doom is on the bot lane. And Exotic Deer will run solo off.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
She's trying to close the distance with Scorched Earth on CK, not going to work.
Oh, but one glimpse is not doing it for him.
Needs to get some levels on the Disruptor. God, again, copying huge amounts of damage thanks to raindrops. It's not as much as it could have been. And that's a 1-3-4 one up for Tiny. And he's going in for Echo Saber. Wants that double punch.
Yeah, one of the best builds with the tree grab. No.
Rolling ball comes in close, gets the silence, kick will follow up. They need to close the distance again for the Avalanche. They'll get the stun, but God was already mid-leap.
Man, him committing for 2 and Thunderstrike is actually kind of hurt him at this point.
You can understand it though with the fight coming up on top.
Definitely.
Like, the damage is...
Just at this point, he's like, man, I wish I had 2 glimpses. He would have caught the Chaos Knight on top. He would have caught the Chaos Knight on bottom. Might have been able to catch the Mirana in mid too, so that's potentially 3 opportunity for him.
Bottom lane, Reality Rip's gonna fell, lost the line of sight. This time he'll have it only because God's on the other side of the tree lines. Partos, 1 charges, his regeneration is not enough, even with the 4 points up in Scorched Earth. But up on top lane, there's a TP out from the Night Stalker, won't go anywhere but down. No glimpse, cancelling any kind of extraction.
And a little unfortunate for the Doom that the CK had 2 Phantasm Illusions. Dropped down very, very quickly because of that.
Hide in the sandstorm.
10 sick charges can make it very difficult.
Okay. I think he tried to bait him to go into the boulder by moving north, but Castle copying a hell of a lot of damage. The 6 shots will keep him alive. Exotic Deer will not be able to kill off Slayer. So 68 points of damage. The tower will go down to the catapult.
So much space created by Slayer. He's actually really good about doing that too. Not dying and just being in very precarious positions.
A thorn in the side would be an understatement. Doom's finished the drums. He's going to go into a Shadow Blade, so we're going to go for the stealthy attack. Drums challenge also over on Nisha, so we got 2 drums built up for Kinguin.
Yeah, there are
Blink don't get no Shadow Blade just yet for Nisha.
So many small early items. We even see the Aquila on the Tiny. So Aquila, they have another Bassi, 2 drums, just all ending on this early part.
He's actually going SMY too. I think this is actually one of the first Tinies I've seen in a while that hasn't gone for that Shadow Blade, or at least some form of initiation.
Well, here he has a Doom to do that.
That is true.
And he actually needs to do a lot of damage to kill the CK illusion. There's always some critical point where you can actually just instantly kill them with the tree grab and the avalanche toss combo. You might even want to like save your spells for it if you're not getting the CK yourself.
Partos is on the run. Perfect timing to do it as well. Afterlife.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Well, he's
under
checking the
attack.
trees. No one is there.
Radiant structures are
His smoke
fortified.
actually broke really close to the tier 1 tower. It was actually the Doombringer that triggered it. He was on the other, he was in the bushes just far enough as our wonderful observer was displaying. But there was no
Dire's
information for the Doom,
structures
just
are
the
fortified.
sense that things aren't
Dire's
right. Now he
middle tower
hides in the
is under
trees,
attack.
close to the roaming Vega heroes coming into the mid lane. But Earth Spirit's here too. Catskill's already there.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Nisha will clean up the mid tower. No one was really like appearing from Vega to stop it. And now they try and find the target. Not going to happen. Teams are turning into a trade game now. Vega want the fight on bottom lane, and they're going to force the tier 2 tower. So it's up to Kinguin if they want to fight this. In fact, they 3-man smoke in the mid, right underneath the Dire Observer Ward. And that's why they Moonlight Shadow. They try and silence up the hill, but the arrow, it connects onto the Disruptor. That's exactly what Vega want to have happen, as long as they can keep their momentum going. The King into the Sand King with the epicenter, heavy amounts of damage. The Shrine, that's what they're fighting on top of, making it difficult for Vega to get the upper hand until the curse locks in the Doom. He can't get his ulti off. He tried to get it onto the Chaos Knight, who would have given Exotic Hero a fighting chance, but now the chances are so low, he won't be able to survive. Reality Rip pulls him in. He couldn't even kill the Wyvern. 3 heroes lost for Kinguin.
Having issues with this
4,
Moonlight
actually.
Shadow. This Moonlight Shadow has secured 2 pretty big engagements for them. One was a solo kill on bottom on the Doom, and then they transitioned that to a tower push, and then this other one very close to the Ancient. So they're making very great use of the Night Stalker. Night Stalker to reduce nighttime vision for everyone else, and yeah, they're just like, oh, where did he go?
He's somewhere here. Do we bring detection? No. And Disruptor was a non-factor.
They need the Doombringer out in front in order for this to happen. He actually sweeps in from the bottom side, but he doesn't actually even get Doom off this fight. He gets bursted down. Great curse coming out from him.
Waste Nisha's attacks. Nisha couldn't even like get his avalanche toss off because the silence was so quick from Afterlife. So even the counter attack when his Disruptor was hit just didn't exist, and now again it's the vision battle. The invisible Night Stalker. There's still 1 minute and 20 seconds-ish until daytime will arrive. And Vega, they're not making the most out of it to fight it once more.
Radiant's top tower
They're
is
just
under attack.
enjoying the farm game. Actually, top lane Slayer might be in trouble. He's invis for now. Quick Disruptor glimpse. Afterlife canceling that TP. They were trying to bring Disruptor up to the top lane to drag Slayer back into an engagement. But it won't happen. The curse is out again. Disruptor. Well, he thought he had friends, but his friends stabbed him in the back.
Radiant's top
Some
tower
great
is under
curses
attack.
coming out from him. High impact curses. And I like it more when they do it, like, I don't know, there's kind of 2 varying philosophies for it, for the curse. Sometimes you can use it on a support and just instantly kill it, but at the same time you don't get that much duration from the disable. Or you can use it on the core for much longer duration in case you need to set up something, like let's say Epicenter or Arrow in this case. But you're not actually getting that much damage from the curse, and I think he's been, you know, varying it nicely. Using it on Doom I think is ideal because he's a core. He doesn't actually right-click others for that much, but he will take a ton of damage.
God, they're initiating once more, but this time, Doombringer. Drum charge gets triggered, and now back up. There was no vision for this. He was just realizing that.
Dire's middle
Actually,
tower
maybe
is
under the.
under
I think the Sand King revealed himself on top with the Moonlight Shadow, hence they backed up.
They just have sentry issues too. Not a sentry placed on the map for Kinguin, relying purely on dust to scat out these ganks, which is usually the fight will be over.
It's only on the ES.
Yeah.
So if he rolling boulders in and initiates, then that'll work.
Yeah, but what if Vega jump on them?
Yeah.
With
That's
Moonlight
true.
Shadow, that's something that you always have to worry about.
Then you're going to get cursed if you try and get in close. CK's probably going to pop you. He's already finished the armlet and has a level 2 Phantasm available. And this time he's trying to build to sustain the fight. That's why the SMY is coming, but it's still taking more and more time to come online. Exotic Deer, he's doing the same thing with the SMY. Both will not grant immunity to the control and magical damage of Vega. And Nish is back to farming. He's pushing as hard as he can.
He might get scouted out right here with the Plasma Field.
Oh, clipped him. Support's nearby, TP begins, and nothing to cancel it in time.
This poor Disruptor. Maybe level 4 could have had it there, but I think he's like always one level behind.
Oh, Doom! The sword went up to cast the ulti, but God already leaps away. Well, at least one thing might be going the way of Kinguin. Exotic Deer, heavy amounts of damage. Catching Afterlife, who was in the trees a little bit further down the lane. But didn't learn the lesson from the Wyvern.
So they've actually been spending a decent amount of time running around with the Night Stalker, not actually getting that much farm on him, which I could see becoming an issue because he's not getting those big team fight items yet. He doesn't have that Solar Crest yet, Spirit Vessel. Those are kind of the items that you want on a Night Stalker eventually. Do you need Ags this game? I don't really think you need Ags this game, but just more team fight items in general.
Nice kill. Got to watch that one in a wonderful close-up perspective.
Yeah, and Sand King also just died right before his Blink Dagger. So their cores are getting farmed. The Mirana has been split pushing a lot. The Chaos Knight's been getting some towers, but their 3 and 4 have been lacking a little bit in the gold. Or as you would say, dollars.
In so many levels, just meh for you. I wanted to use a better word than that, but hey, children's show. Well, the top 2 net worths, as you said, like they are looking very good. But Disruptor, he's still doing his job, even for the lack of net worth he has. Maybe he'll be a bit better now. He's got the 4 points up in Glimpse, and his cores are starting to feel more comfortable with the 2 SMYs done. Only one of them's going to go BKB. That's going to be the Razor. Tiny has a heart in his quick fire, and the Blink Dagger is now completed on the Doombringer. So no Invis shenanigans to a Glimpse back directly into the storm. They really just want to get kill after kill if possible. Keep Vega with 1 man down. And it's worked so far.
Well, you definitely want a Static Storm in there, because if you don't, he can just curse the Doom and just run away.
Yep.
So
top lane Slayer's trying to Sandstorm farm up his last bit of money. He's so close to the Blink Dagger, so close, and he's gonna lose the cash again. And be put on the sideline for half a minute, allowing Nisha to beat into the tier 2 tower, and there is no real rebuttal coming in from Vega apart from farming on the other sides of the map.
Heart's a pretty curious build here.
It's like he's just trying to survive the CK's attack, but his Heart's still going to be enough for that?
I don't know. It's also not great versus the Arctic Burn. I think you want, I mean, usually AC or something like that is pretty common at this point, especially with the minus armor coming out from the CK. But
TPs are coming in. There's so many illusions just forcing the bottom lane. Tiny will arrive. Disruptor. Oh, Partos. He gets the blink out, trying to catch up to Night Stalker, and he's got the distance to do it. The Glimpse going to pull him back into the wall. They don't want to burn Doom for such a target, and they're going to kill him off.
Yeah, Afterlife's been dying a lot. This is not good. He's been sitting at this like 4,000 net worth territory as their offlaner. I mean,
wait for the curse. Wait for the curse. He's got an invis through when Kinguin going to push in.
Can he escape though? I don't know.
I think he just curses the ES and then just bails the hell out. Tiny and Razor will kill him pretty handily.
He doesn't have a TP though.
No, he does not. Actually, yeah, it's on cooldown for the moment. And Kinguin this time is split up. ES is checking the tree line on the side. Okay, I don't think this is going to happen. He definitely wants to have the value curse.
It's going to run out real soon.
Oh, plus a field hits him. He's got 2 seconds left on Invis.
I mean, he's still in a really good position to curse even without the Invis.
But do they fight this? Kinguin already moving over. I think they're trying, yeah, they're going to Observer Ward over next to the Shrine. So any kind of movement from Vega from the west will be scattered. The mid lane is being forced in. But Kinguin appear to be happy with the trade-off. They're going to attack and take down the tier 2 tower, leaving only 1 remaining out of tower for Vega. And here you go, Moonlight Shadow in from the Wyvern. Arctic Burns on cooldown, split to blast onto the Earth Spirit. Kick is nice, he'll dust up, giving the reveal and the Magnetize. Even the Urn Charge, it should be enough to kill the Wyvern. And he's ticking down with no points up in Cold Embrace, there's no regeneration. Cancel will lose his own life, 22 HP is what the Wyvern survived on. Afterlife. Well, the cores have returned.
He wasn't able to drop a secondary stone to refresh it. That would have killed him. He had 2 stones left, but probably just concerned with not dying there, realizing that it was a trap when the Winter Wyvern just comes out of Invis and Splinter Shards creeps right next to you.
Glimpse, they got the vision. But BKB has to be burned. That's the 10-second BKB of Aloha Dance. Chaos Knight's not going to be happy with this at all, and he's still in vision. The Glimpse is back off cooldown in 2 seconds time, so he got it here. Here goes your Phantasm, 3 seconds on the start! Oh! Instantly regret the decision. Run run away now, Doom. That Razor just got evaporated the wall, and Storm is nice, but it's only really catching the Mirana. Partos having to deal with the Ninestalker, who's right on his tail, literally. Doom has a tail. 2 heroes down for Kinguin with no buyback available. Vega can now go in either for Roshan, or they can try and force the tier 2 tower in mid.
That was really strange by Exotic Deer. I thought that maybe he thought that Chaos Knight used Phantasm to dodge the glimpse, but they had full vision of that. They have a reserve reward up here to Ancient, so he clearly saw that he BKB'd and was running away. And
either that or he thought because the BKB was down, he had a better chance to kill him, but obviously
yeah, maybe he thought they could glimpse him back. I mean, glimpse in a Doom would be great, but Aloha Dance just booked it out of there.
If they actually kept the vision, glimpsed him back into the wall storm, like that would have been nicer. But no. Instead, there's 2 good kills going the way of Vega. The gold advantage is still slightly in favor of Kinguin. It's been bouncing up and down. Both graphs are in fact very sporadic, and no one has a commanding lead over anything.
Yeah, I mean, compared to the 2 offlaners, there's a big difference. And he doesn't even have the Devour talent yet on the Doom. So him and Ninestalker, I mean, Ninestalker needs to try and kind of keep close to him, but he is, you know, off trying to shove out lanes that his other cores aren't farming, and it's hurting his farm a lot. I mean, you do need someone to create space, and ideally you'd be able to do it without dying, but he's died a couple of times.
Do you like the idea of the Wyvern actually bypassing Cold Embrace until now?
The Cold Embrace doesn't help that much versus the lineup. Infernal Blade does a lot of damage. Cold Embrace will just lead to an easy static link. Maybe 1 level so you can like help push towers or something like that, or for just that heal, or maybe if Razor's beating down someone if you need to buy a few more seconds. But it's not really going to save people. It's just going to delay the imminent demise.
Nice blink dodge from Partos. Avoided the blink Burrow strike of Slayer. Again was trying to be the thorn on the side. The full heart is done on the Tiny, and he really is just going for frontline tank. Assault Cuirass, next item in the list.
Yeah, you really want this mix. I'm a little surprised he didn't go the AC first, but Heart's fine. Heart's good. 4150 HP. Gives him even more status resistance too. Maybe that's partially the reason why he wants more strength. He's going to have, right now he has 23.3 from strength alone, and then plus 40% from grow. So that's actually ridiculous.
Good luck hitting him.
Well, good luck stunning him. Like 4-second CK stun is going to be like half duration on him, and same with Mirana arrows.
Oh, they're coming. They'll give it a crack. Vega, 4-man smoke up through mid. They don't have everybody with them. Currently, the Ninestalker's all the way down on bottom lane, and he's pushing that in. That's where they're trying to fight for the Radiant hit. They hit the scan. So King would understand that Vega were moving. Heading down south, they'll smoke up themselves. Aggressive Observe Ward down from the Wyvern, expecting some kind of rotation down to the bottom lane, but because they're smoked up, it's Slayer who's close and in the trees. They'll reveal their position. He's got Blink and forced up, so there goes the smoke break. They've got to realize that someone's in the tree line, but instead Nisha runs forward. They're trying to split themselves up. Epicenter and the Burrow strike. It only really hit the Rage because the Doom initiated in. He hit the ZK, so Phantasm cannot be popped at the moment. In fact, the Slayer, who's in real trouble under the tower, going down the curse. He'll create space for Nisha. He breaks free so quickly. 2 heroes gone for Vega. They'll lose that tier 2 tower with Kinguin.
Yeah, it's actually way more value to Winter's Curse anybody else but him. that
was what, maybe a quarter of a second?
Status resistance, man.
That curse is it's meant to last 3.25. It took almost a full 3 seconds off that curse.
Yeah, I think his status resistance is a little bit over 50% right now.
Here we go again. So we watched the initiation.
Slayer also got really unlucky that Potter just blinked out right before the stun.
Yeah. I think he saw him for a half a second. He was definitely committed to engaging onto the CK.
Maybe he just built more hearts for more status resistance.
Why do I feel like we're going to have almost like the Centaur return build where you're walking around with double heart and Assault Cuirass, you like, come at me?
I mean, maybe an idea for a Scepter is this level of growth that gives you even more status resistance. Value.
Where's the Blade Mill? Get CK just to rip himself apart. Value Blade Mill once you've got all the life.
It's not good for CK.
You got to Samael that.
You want blade mail versus heroes that don't have lifesteal and don't do illusion-based damage. Like only heroes that do damage with their main hero. It's really poor versus CK because of
Slayer.
because of that.
The silence is there, the kick follow-up, but they can't reach him.
Yeah, like you can't even stun him with sinking. That's actually going to last so little time versus him. That's actually crazy. Like he does not need BKB this game. There's not enough magic damage, I think, to warrant it.
The heart makes sense.
Yep.
It picks up the Hyperstone, so attack speed's also rising for Nisha. Doombringer's finally found a solution to his armor problem. Shiva's guard completed. Gonna make it difficult as well for CK to, well, actually, I suppose he's got Reality Rift. But Nightstalker and SK can have a little bit more of a harder time. Nisha, this is a big kickoff. The Burrow strike forward, but he had a 3-man avalanche. They burn the Phantasm, the stuns are out, and they bring down the Tiny. Cause he just bought the Hyperstone, there's no buyback.
Damn, they threw everything at him. But
It worked.
still, they just have not had good sentries on the map for Team Kinguin. Just not enough vision. They keep getting caught off guard by this Moonlight Shadow over and over again.
Well, Disruptor's got no money, like he's trying. But he's flat broke.
Maybe they just actually carry a gem. Actually, Doombringer would be ideal if he had a BKB, but he's just not.
Radiant's middle tower.
He's working on it.
Yep.
He had to get the Shiva's guard first to deal with the heavy physical damage flying his way.
Does status resistance work on status death? That'd be sick. No, please keep respawn talents out of here.
Are you trying to balance or break the game?
This is technically a status.
Like with the mood you're in right now, we can add techies back into the CM. Nightstalker makes a break for the tree lines. A lot of chase going on. Him flies up into the air to hit the deck. I know exactly where he is, but they need the vision for the glimpse. Blink forward. Now they can actually get the... Actually, no, they can't. Disrupt is too far away. The glimpse range, you see the line following after him. Even Static Link after lane's too fast, too furious. Playing the same role Slayer's been doing for a while.
Yep, that's what you want from your Nightstalker. He's not getting a lot of farm, you want him to waste their time. And of course get good jumps on him.
And he just cancelled Doombringer's TP to the top lane.
That's annoying.
Yep. The three of them come back down to the bottom lane again, looking for Afterlife. He's like an annoying bird on the window, flapping the wings and just causing problems on bot lane.
He actually has a lot of gold now. 3,600. He hasn't really been hitting creeps that much too.
They're Moonlight Shadowing again. No detection, Burrow strike forward. At least the kick and silence will be there. Break free, and the curse. Earth Spirit's gonna go down to Doombringer as well as the Tiny kill him off. With the Static Link, that's a heavy amount of damage. 201 points of it. Stolen, but who can Exotic Deer pump it into? He's looking for the kill over on God. Burrow strike, able to stun up over on Nisha. Slayer now is the target of Exotic Deer. A 1-for-1 trade-off, but they're looking for more. Tree pick up from Nisha. Has to close the distance of the Afterlife. Avalanche still on cooldown. Maybe you could toss Exotic Deer in, but Vega of Delta split. And maybe now even Vega go back in again. Oh, the Avalanche with a cleave. The Storm is down. Chaos in the middle of it. He's trying to rely on the armor. Doesn't have the full heart yet. Even the Doom onto God. They're going to lose both their cores. The cold embrace won't protect them. They'll toss him down. Morana's got some distance, but I don't think she's got the life. She'll take out. 4 heroes lost for Vega. And Kinguin got the fight they always wanted and needed.
What on earth? Aloha dance? He did not have BKB up there. Maybe he thought he was going to get some more crits and kill the Razor. That seemed ill-conceived.
They just glimpsed back over on the Nightstalker.
Dude, this is great for them.
Running down is distracting them, at least for the moment.
This is actually amazing for them, considering 2 of their cores are down. I actually can't believe that they're still chasing. You just ignore him and take towers. I'm sure Tiny's like, what the hell are you guys doing?
Chasing a Nightstalker they thought they had in the bag.
He actually wasted like 20 seconds of time. Yeah, so CK is... I mean...
Yeah.
I just don't... His chances of survivability are just incredibly low there.
It does seem odd. Maybe he relied more, but the curse was already burned.
Yeah, I know.
There was nothing from the supports that was going to help him in the situation.
Aloha has been playing really well this series, so I'm trying to find a reason for why he went in right there.
Baffled for now.
I actually can't think of a good reason there.
The AC is now done for the Tiny. There's a Lincoln Sphere also completed over on Razor. So heavy defensive items. The panel was talking about building an Aghanim Scepter over on the Razor. Are we now reaching a point?
What? You don't want Ags on him. Ags is only if you need to break high ground, but you have Tiny for high ground hitting, so...
That's true. They were talking about that before the Tiny was picked up.
Yeah.
But what do you build now to continue the pressure? Because you've got insanely defensive items.
If you're a Razor?
On everyone from Kinguin. Like,
well,
is
Razor,
Tiny just enough holding a tree?
Razor, I would say Butterfly. Tiny looks like he's going to go for BKB afterwards. Ooh, they're going to get this.
They Moonlight Shadow, Observer, and Sentry. It's nearby, but Vega was still under the cover of smoke. So they'll know a little bit more once Slayer pops out of this. Okay, Roshan down to just above 50%.
Oh, Moonlight Shadow, their greatest enemy is down.
Yeah.
Now they can take a fight.
And they actually have Vision, Observer, and Sentry in front of the pit. They have good eyes, so smoke up themselves Tiny. It's going to pick up a tree, they wrap around, and the Winter Wyvern is the exposed party. But how do they catch him? He blinks away, they didn't have the vision anymore. They don't have the attack. In fact, they've just completely blown their own wraparound, thrown the Avalanche, revealed the Observer on Slayer. Is going to enemy center, misses a couple of pops, but still gets in there, into the curse. Their Gem Carrier gets dropped. Instantly picked up by the Doombringer, however. Meanwhile, Towers, the tier 3s, the Phantasm, they're pushing in so you can get a pickoff on the back lines. That's going to be the Disruptor grab, but everyone had to come back. The tier 3 Towers, once it's gone down from Vega, Cold Embrace will slow this attack. Split the blast, triggering up the Lincoln Spear. Slayer will fall. Chaos Knight, they're all retreating back out. Now there's no more Phantasm illusions. But this fight splits into multiple parts and multiple chaos.
Vega is just way better at that sort of movement. Also,
are they going to finish Roshan?
They could have just glimpsed the Winter Wyvern. Maybe they didn't think that he had a blink at that point, but that should have been a super easy kill for them because of that botched jump. They actually just got super greedy with the exotic deer. I think he wanted to get the link on him to start off the fight with a lot of damage, but they lose his T3 because of that. And in the meantime, they're already killing the Shrine on the bottom. So this Roche is going to come to Kinguin, but it is a very costly
the jump in! Oh boy. If he made that work,
Radiant's bottom shrine
it would have been amazing.
Radiant's
close.
top shrine is under attack.
It was worth the YOLO attempt. Shrines, as you said, were being taken. Maybe you could have stopped them from getting both, because it's both Aegis as well as Chi, so he had a chance at least 2 crabs.
If he had any sort of vision and he blinked in there and cursed and then snuck out with both, that would have been amazing.
Unfortunately, I don't think Curse was up when he did his jump down Nisha. Damn, that tower. There's no fortification. He's beating the crap out of it. Fire Strike will arrive, so will Exotic Deer. Tier 3 tower is now fully traded out, and they're beating into the melee racks because the Wyvern's on up, because he doesn't have the curse. Kinguin now feel confident enough to take the melee racks. Okay, they may be overstaying their welcome, but they've got an 8-second window before Wyvern is back up. They rotate towards the top. They want to go further. Afterlife is on the bottom lane, now TPing back into the fight. Everyone's up from Vega. Kinguin, are you overstaying your welcome? No epicenter is available, but there's no Phantasm for 8 seconds. That's the window of opportunity. Burrow Strike hardly controls Nisha. The rolling boulder out. They've brought down the tier 3 tower. Wyvern is up. The curse is available. 2 seconds on to the Razor. He's got the Aegis Immortal, and they've got the cheese, but Exotic D doesn't want to just lose it for that. The Void, it triggers the Lincoln Sphere, so Aegis will not pop. And the rest of Kinguin will retreat after taking a full lane of racks in mid and the tier 3 tower on top.
Wow, that is just... Was it worth a YOLO? I mean, would Winter Wyvern been that big a difference? I don't actually think so.
Well, he didn't have the curse when they were doing the full push, but...
He might be one of their biggest damage sources, though, versus the Tiny, because of Arctic Burn. 9% of 4,500 HP.
This is when we start looking at the future team fights for how much damage your Winter Wyvern is doing. And them being more than a CK?
Maybe. I mean,
if you can just keep hitting the Tiny.
He does have the magic resistance talent, so it's not doing that much, but it'll probably do like 1,600 damage-ish. Wait, it's...
Tiny is going to be building a Daedalus. So we're going to have heavy crit, heavy cleave, huge amounts of damage.
Poor Earth Spirit. He's going to be on the receiving end of that Daedalus.
Oh, you mean the other way around?
Well, Earth Spirit is going to get crushed by that, man. He's been getting Winter's Curse. He's been...
I'm like, wait, are they on the same team? But yeah, you're right, Winter's Curse.
He's been getting beat down last two fights.
How do they even reach the Wyvern 2 and Wyvern's got a Blink Dagger? Like, who can close that distance?
Razor just runs in with Plasma Field so you get some sort of vision. Doom just runs in. Those are two of the best heroes just run in there. Like, you're actually just extremely tanky. Those heroes' jobs are partially to run in and get vision for the rest of the team. I also just think that Earth Spirit should not really be showing much in the fight, just because of... So who is Wyvern going to curse, right? He's not going to curse the Tiny because it just lasts no duration.
Yeah.
Razor...
He can do the Razor, especially now the Razor got the butterfly. You can control him.
But it doesn't really do that much. It doesn't really kill anyone. It's just...
So then do you focus the Doom? Like, eliminate him from the fight?
Yeah, I would say maybe so, but Doom hasn't really been standing close to the Tiny, and then this Razor has BKB, so you can't really Doom the Doom, or sorry, curse the Doom. So you much rather just do it on one of the supports. Just quick and easy. Yeah, they're gonna die. Tiny doesn't have BKB. He's gonna kill them. That's super easy. So if you don't give the Wyvern an easy target, you could still fight 5 strong. Even if they're 4 strong, though, I still think they can win this fight. They are really strong right now. The 5K lead, it doesn't sound like that much, but I think they're much, much stronger than that. Probably like 10, 15.
The push in. Fire Strike's going to trigger the Lincoln Sphere. A little bit of mistiming. I'm not certain if that was meant to be the Splinter.
Oh, does he
fly?
Oh, he gets the burn. Look at the burn. Oh, man.
They got 1 minute left on this Aegis. Free Ali Rift. Going to pull him in. Exotic here. It's going to be Semele happy to die as long as he gets something in return for it. And for now, Kinguin seem to be happy just to back out. They've already forced out the Phantasm, so that's the victory right there.
They need to go next wave.
New tree, Afterlife, running forward down the left, lost his extra vision, but he sees the Tiny. Avalanche will hold him back for the moment, and now in goes the jump. The Lincoln Speed, no! Oh, it wasn't the Doom though. It wasn't the Doom, it was just a Troll Trap. He didn't burn his big on. He's looking for a different target. The Sand King glimpses back into the fight, tossed into oblivion, and they want a bigger hit. Who can they find? A rolling boulder forward as the CK running back in through the mid. Taskor can't actually close the distance, but Wyvern's position. He's in the perfect spot in the back line to get the curse off. They jump in forward. Where's that curse? He can't find his target. Now he's going to do it. It is the Earth Spirit who will go down the storm. The BKB, Night Stalker will allow him to walk straight out of it, but the Doom is out once more. This time, it is actually connected on the target. It's on to the Chaos Knight. Nowhere to go. The damage is too much from Kinguin. They're burning through him. CK will fight back, but he's got no Phantasm. Just lost his melee racks on the bottom. Doom will be the sacrificial lamb. Everyone else needs to get out of here. The Lincoln Sphere protecting the Tiny. His TP's in 1 second time. Will go the tree line. Oh no, the Razor! He gets hit, crippled up. God wants to kill him off. And now the two cores are trapped here for the moment. They both don't actually have the ability to TP out. So Exotic Deer will die to God. And Nisha will try and take it up. He's got the cheese. He's cleaving up the wave. They'll be happy with that death. All 5 heroes from Kinguin will fall. But they still got the melee racks on the bottom.
Oh, poor Razor. He dumped his Lincolns onto Tiny, and then he got voided and died. Oh, that's so sad.
They try to get out with both, but it won't happen. Still that swing. The experience swing gets to be nice for Vega out of all of that. The gold, however, still in favor of Kinguin, not to mention the lane momentum, and with the top lane already exposed, whew, that's quick. Blink and Force gets him a long way away.
That was a great job of kiting the Phantasm. So it looks like Tiny probably has to buy back here.
Yeah,
or Razor.
Do you actually buy back? Do you just let your mid racks fall? You've still got the tier 2 tower up on the top lane.
I think you'll lose 2 sets of racks. You'll lose bottom, I think. Mirana does too much damage.
So they'll both be back up.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
They have fortification available as well, so wait until the Razor's alive, then buy back. They still don't have a creep wave.
Yeah, probably something like that. They need the Disruptor in position, though, to get a glimpse off in case they do buy back and they just immediately bounce.
Fortification, they're still holding it. Now it will burn. And it looks like Vega's only going to be able to claim 1 lane of racks, so leaving the illusions on the front line. And Kinguin, the closer this gets to the respawn time, the less they want to do it. And yep, they're going to hold their money.
Okay, that's definitely worth it. Not only losing a melee rack or 2. I actually thought they would lose way more, but
that range racks on bottom is practically dead. The catapults are killing it at the moment.
I didn't realize
doesn't arrive in time.
I didn't realize that they didn't actually have a creep wave in the mid lane. That actually bought them enough time to not use any buybacks, which is
like
huge.
An extra 20 seconds, then the fortification as well. Yeah. Huge for him. If they could have actually got the buyback out from the Tiny, then the Daedalus gets massively like delayed.
Well, and they have a win condition. They can kill the Tiny and win the game. I don't think Razor can carry this by himself. And poor Earth Spirit, still just getting Winter's Curse all day.
Exotic Deer hasn't decided what he's buying yet. He's got 3,000 gold. We should probably keep You see Shiva's a lot, but Doom already has one. Shiva's is pretty good versus CK illusions. What else could you get? I mean, technically, he could get Mjolnir. Mjolnir is pretty good versus illusions. You just don't see it that often. You will see Scotty a lot on him just because people like to build tanky, but he still needs to hold for buyback, so he can't buy any big ticket item for it, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. It's just the fact he's got nothing in his quick buy, so he's not even revealing what he wants to do. Fresh item arriving for Vega. Aghanim Scepter for the Winter Wyvern.
That's actually really big, because now they can maybe deal with Tiny. Yeah, but Tiny has BKB now, so it's not as big of a deal, and this is a fresh 10-second BKB.
You know what, for a moment I actually thought, like considering how much Vega have been using the Moonlight Shadow, that we may have actually seen the negative 70-second cooldown timer Talon taken on the Mirana, but she's gone for the spell.
No, the arrow is just way too good.
Monkey King bar completed over on the Chaos Knight. So practically 6 slotted, bar the boots.
Tiny is not. He does have the cheese, but that's not actually going to heal up a lot of his HP. A little over half his HP.
2,500 health and 1,500 mana.
You know what would be the ultimate efficiency?
What would be?
If you drop your heart in the middle of the fight to pop a cheese, that would be sick. That would be sick.
The chance of actually losing it in the middle of the fight has to be so high, but no one would expect it.
But it'd be sick, Toby.
Roshan literally spawned right now. Double damage rune available right outside the pit. Skeleton minion from Doom making his way down, trying to deny the double damage.
If someone did that, they would be my hero for life.
Well, watch it closely. We have the power of instant replay. The drop the ball is up. Upland is kind of trapped here. At the same time, on the front line is where the intercept in on the CK. He got his BKB off. Nisha trying to beat him down. Needs to the tree. Doesn't have it for the moment. Cold Embrace. Chaos Knight, so much damage stolen. 280 points of it. He's dead for 104 seconds. No buyback available. Doom almost caught up to the Winter Wyvern. He's up in the air. But this timer, if Vega knew with the Monkey King bar, they might suspect. There goes your Night Stalker, but the jump in is not enough damage. The Doom will survive through all of this. They silence on the SK. 3 heroes lost from Vega. Buyback comes out from the Night Stalker. Then tossing around Passos. He uses the Troll Trap to trigger the Lincoln Spear to follow into the Doom of God. 100 seconds for him on the sideline. Buyback is available. They'll use it now. They're trying to stop Roshan from being done. It's the Refresher Shard, which is on this Roshan. They find back 1-2, CK still doesn't have it, and Afterlife has just run in. He's there solo, all by himself, a triple kill for Katsuo. Kinguin. They can go back into Roshan if they want to. Now Wyvern's in the neighborhood. They don't have a ward looking at it, but you can see the Earth Spirit wandering. Where are they? Arrow flies forward. He bodies it for God. They've almost brought down Roshan. Burrow strike forward. The storm is faded out. The glimpse is pulling the SK, but it's pulling him all the way back into the dire jungle. Roshan is low. Arctic Burn back up for the Wyvern. He's looking inside the pit. More illusions. More arrows fly forward. This time hit connects over on the Doombringer. Roshan low. There's a jump in. There's the Aegis Immortal. It's Snatch who actually got the refresher. Cheesed into the hands of the Tiny. They're trying to run out. Gone. Glimpse back into the fight. The curse is down. Space not created. Not by a long shot. So Vega out, gems were heavily lost. Give us an inventory. Who's got one? The refresher shard's on the SK. So SK got the refresher shard. The cheese is over on the Tiny. And the Aegis Immortal was stolen by the Wyvern and burned.
He didn't actually have enough mana at the start of the fight. This, you know, the mana cost on the Scepter is actually pretty important. He had like 200 mana starting the fight. If they could have cursed like as the Roach was falling, maybe they could have had a more clean escape, but poor Mirana just gets eyed up by the Doom every single time. She had a double damage at the start of the fight, which is why they were so keen on taking the fight, but she actually couldn't right-click because she was in perpetual fear of just being taken out by the fight by Patos.
This looks impossible now from Vega. Tier 4 towers drop, the creep waves were already inside the base. They're going to glimpse the phantasming ZK, and Nisha instantly gets a stun. They burn the BK Phoenix on his gear, stuns the drain of all forms of damage, and without that damage, Vega cannot defend. In fact, that damage is being turned against them. 183 points into the fortress, and that is Kinguin. It looked bumpy for them. They came out of the group stage at #1, and now they get a chance to fight in the semi-final to play in the grand final, the winner's bracket final, sorry, later on.
Yeah. That last pick, Tiny, actually just seemed to work out perfectly for them. Dealt with the CK very well, kept up farm, and actually dominated the Mirana in lane. Well played, Nisha.
Yeah.
My
Fantastic
MVP for
from
that
him.
game.